Have you, at any point, attempted to just assist somebody, to find your endeavors crash and burn in light of the fact that they weren't prepared to help themselves? Indeed, even as a sort and empathetic individual who wants to have a constructive outcome on the planet, now and again your benefit aims may not be sufficient to help the people who are trapped in their own issues. But for what reason is that? As you tune into this, we will uncover the 9 sorts of individuals you are attempting to help, yet, due to various reasons, would rather not be helped. These are individuals who, in light of multiple factors, are difficult, guarded, or dissatisfied. At the point when you attempt to intercede, the information in this video can save you from squandering your energy on the individuals who aren't prepared to change. Really, do make a point to remain with us until the end, on the grounds that the last kind is difficult to detect as well as could leave you doubting your entire way to deal with helping other people. Prepare for some educational bits of knowledge. 1. Egotistical individuals. It's intense when somebody continually makes things about themselves. Let's assume you're amped up for an end-of-the-week trip you've arranged, solely to be intruded on by grumblings about never voyaging. It darkens your energy, right? And when the spotlight ought to be on you, they swing the shaft back to themselves, sharing how they feel, ignoring your news or sentiments. Their self-center can be depleting. Would you stand by somebody who's enveloped with their own reality? It's essential to trust in your capacity to move change, to urge them to look past themselves. Yet, recollect the savvy words, you can't change an individual who doesn't see an issue in their activities. Sometimes, for your development, moving away from pessimism is the way forward. Stoics remind us we have 2 ears and 1 mouth with the goal that we can tune in 2 times however much we talk. When you're encircled by individuals who just pay attention to their own voice, your words and sentiments could appear to evaporate in the air. It's a striking move to limit any association with egotistical people, and frequently it's necessary to find a space where your voice can genuinely be heard. 2. The shark sympathy. Sympathy is a gift, a cut of magnificence in human association. The indifferent saw the world from a perspective of shared sentiments, embracing others' experiences without condemning. Yet, it's an unforgiving truth that some consider this gift to be an entryway to take advantage. They mask themselves as companions just to rest on you for favors they could without much of a stretch make do alone. Their approach is manipulating. At first, they praise your fellowship, seeking your help for minor matters. Genuine companions seek help in critical waters. Yet, these people, they have a talent for causing you to feel in the wrong for any wavering to bounce at their demands. Kindness is more than deeds, it is an attitude, an expression, a look, a contact, anything that lifts another individual. Remember this when you perceive between genuine need and control. Talk is cheap. Watch for patterns. Does somebody always have a minor emergency, a broken bike they could fix, but somehow it's your concern now? It's fine to help, but not at the expense of being underestimated. Pick sense of pride over lost responsibility. You deserve to respect your time and energy. Listen, notice, and let your actions line up with genuine empathy, not deceit. Sometimes, the most considerate thing you can do for you and others is to say no. 3. Individuals who make their own delusions. Some people live in their own little stories. They make up stories about what their identity is and the way that things are, and they accept these stories such a lot that they can't understand what's truly happening. The Stoics, old scholars who were enthusiastic about being tough and brilliant about existence, would shake their heads at this. They said you must look at yourself straight, see the good and bad, and learn from it. Don't take cover behind false stories, they'd say, because that's like ignoring a hole in your roof and then asking why it's pouring on your couch. Imagine somebody who always thinks they dominate every game. They say, "I'm the best," even when they lose. They're not trying to be mean or anything, they can't admit they lost. It's like when kids cover their eyes and figure you can't see them. They're not bad, they can't see past their own pretend. Assisting somebody like that isn't easy, they have walls in their minds taller than palaces. You could tell them something as clear as water is wet and they'd argue it isn't. They've got to see the mistake in their thinking themselves, and that's tough sometimes. They need somebody who is familiar with minds to help them. But the old Stoics give us a tip: we experience more often in imagination than in reality. That means we make our own challenges in our minds. Part of the time, we must see things as they are, not exactly the way that we feel about them. For individuals who never admit their mistakes, there's a maxim that goes, "A man who never admits his mistakes is like a ship's captain controlling a ship without a compass." This rings especially true for those who refuse to acknowledge their own shortcomings. These people will generally blame everything but themselves, not understanding the far-reaching influence of their actions. In the wise words of the Stoic, without reflection and modesty, personal growth is a difficult task. Picture somebody continuously finding excuses. A missed job interview isn't due to poor time management, it's the bus being late. They seldom pause to consider the impact of their choices. It's always someone else's problem, not theirs. Attempting to illuminate such individuals is often a difficult task. It's like teaching a cat to swim against its inclination, and frankly, probably an exercise in futility. They live in a world where accountability doesn't apply to them. When something goes wrong, it's not because they've made a poor choice, it's because destiny has plotted against them. The harsh reality is that you might have to pull back from people who drown in self-justification. As the Stoics believed, we can control our own actions and responses. It's sad, but sometimes true, that the more you try to help somebody who refuses to see reality, the more likely you are to get caught up in their storm. It's better to pull back and not let their negativity drag you down. 5. The people who don't plan for the future. Watching somebody close to you underuse their gifts is like seeing a book stay unopened, its stories untold. They have the chapters of potential written in them, yet they seem to sit on it. The time span of usability is ticking away, and they're not bothered. It's getting past them. It's a dance of today versus tomorrow. Sure, we all need to enjoy the experience, however, the upcoming dreams are shaped by the present actions. What's in store depends on what we do in the present, said a wise man, and it's true. We shine with happiness when we apply what we're naturally good at, when we steer our skills toward a brighter horizon. It isn't that they don't have the tools, their toolbox is full, they just don't seem to map out the steps to build their future. It's like somebody with a green thumb who doesn't plant a garden. They know the soil, the seeds, but they don't plot the land. They trust that somebody will dig the holes for them, enabling them to get their hands dirty. To step out is often all they need. The Stoics had it right: waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. 1. As Marcus Aurelius expressed, without heading anxiety drags and taking the joy of now and the commitment of later. To inspire them is to challenge them to move, to represent their stagnation. Keeps down the tide of progress they could ride. 6. Individuals who focus on life's negatives, always facing life's challenges with a scowl. Some people seemingly can't break free from the shadow of constant discontent. Their conversations are often a reiteration of burdens, money losses, family conflict, work dissatisfaction. Every solution offered seems to meet with another problem, as if they clutch to troubles like a comfortable blanket. You might feel a sense of urgency to help, but it's like pouring water into a sieve. There's wisdom in the Stoic saying, "He who laughs at mankind deserves better of it than he who grieves for it, for the former leaves it better than he found it, while the latter makes it of no better worth than he found it." It serves as a reminder that dwelling on the dark can blind us to the light. It's like listening to a song that's off-key, it can throw off your cadence. Trying to tune someone else's instrument while neglecting your own harmony can be fruitless. They may not be seeking change, just an audience. The more you complain, the less you get, goes a simple saying, but its truth rings clear. Direct your efforts toward the people who see your support as a gift, not the ones who view life's glass as endlessly half-empty. Time may just teach them how to appreciate what's in their cup rather than regretting what's not. 7. Individuals who always blame others for their problems. Helping somebody who always blames others for their concerns is tough. They never admit their own slips, believing they're doing everything right. It's like they wear blinders, missing the critical truth that we shape our lives by how we respond, not by what happens to us. If we don't control our reactions, we're like a ship without a rudder, lost in an ocean of confusion. The only thing we control is our response to what happens to us. A wise Stoic once said, "Remember, no one makes mistakes sometimes, yet to grow we need to see our own flaws." Imagine a player who blames the wind for every missed shot and never practices to get better. They won't score until they stop pointing at the wind and start working on their game. Truly, personal growth begins with self-reflection. The best example life offers is many times the one we learn the hard way. For those who never look inward, life becomes the teacher. They might miss friends and blame the world for being cold, or lose jobs and blame the boss for favoritism. But the day they start to second-guess themselves is the day they start to change their destiny. 8. Egocentric individuals. Some people walk through life with the belief that it owes them favors just for their existence. They've taken on the idea that their mere presence warrants special treatment. But life doesn't conform to our whims. As the Stoic philosophy suggests, we shouldn't spoil what we have by craving what we have not. False equilibrium is found in mutual respect and the understanding that honor should be the rewards for our efforts, not expected gifts. It's challenging for those with generous hearts to guide such people towards a stronger perspective. Their benevolent guidance is often met with opposition or seen as a threat. Imagine someone who believes their charm should open doors for them. When faced with generosity, they could take without offering back, leaving their benefactor feeling objectified. The lesson often goes untaught until they experience someone reflecting their own behavior. Life's challenges can hit hard, and then, some expect the spotlight of sympathy. They play the victim, sometimes twisting the story to their advantage. Even with the people who have previously helped, fortune falls heavy on the people who expect everything. A wind of an indifferent insight sounds accurate. It's often not until they stand alone, facing the echo of their actions, that the realization sunrises. Respect and compassion are earned, not owed. 9. Individuals resistant to learning or change. It can be a tough road for some. Take Tom, for example. He's the person at the office who's caught in his ways, using the same, worn-out methods even when new tools could cut his workload in half. Every time somebody suggests a different approach, Tom has his heels dug in, saying, "This is how I've always done it." It's like trying to help a cat to swim. You can throw all the advice you want, but some people just don't want to get wet. It's a bit like what the Stoics believed when they said, "He who is satisfied with what has been done is a hindrance in the way of progress." It's a simple reminder that sometimes, progress means stepping out of the comfort zone and admitting there's room to grow. So if you know someone like Tom, remember, you can't force a seed to sprout by yelling at the dirt. Change is a personal journey, and for those resisting it, it often has to come from within. Sometimes, there's nothing left but to plant the seed and trust that nature will do its thing. And in the meantime, we keep growing ourselves, setting an example they could one day follow. So, personal growth is a journey we undertake, sometimes alone, sometimes with the guidance of others. If this video significantly impacted you,